What is up, you guys? It's your boy Mike from Balls of Fury. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are ultrasounding some female ball pythons that we have been breeding. We're going to get a reading on these girls, see if we have any follicular growth. That will be super awesome if we see some of these follicles growing within the females we've been pairing up. I'm also going to go ahead and show you guys some ovulations that we recently got. It's really cool to see your females ovulating, and this means that we're going to be getting eggs very soon. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's ultrasound some beautiful ball pythons. We've got our ultrasound machine all set up and ready to go. We've got our gel over there. We've got our ultrasounding wand all hooked up. Now, I would recommend, if you guys are looking to get an ultrasound machine, to buy one with a linear ultrasound probe. Unfortunately, when I first purchased this one, I should have did a little bit more research and got one with a linear probe. It makes it a little bit easier when you're scanning the snakes. But we've got everything ready to go. Let's ultrasound some snakes. So first up to ultrasound, you guys, is our girl Bangle. She's a pastel orange dream yellow belly ball python. And when we ultrasound, we want to ultrasound the lower 1/3 of the snake. We've got our ultrasound gel up on our probe. We're going to go ahead and start the ultrasound machine and go ahead and try to get a reading. You want to make sure that the snake is kind of straightened out when you go to ultrasound them. And we're going to go ahead and go lateral to the spine when we're looking for the follicles within our female ball python. Go ahead and get a nice reading here. See if this girl is growing and developing bigger follicles. She definitely is looking a little bit more swollen, and she's been really aggressively feeding as well, which is awesome. Definitely a good sign for us. And that pair has been locking up, guys, which is awesome to see as well. Go ahead and get a nice reading here. Try to get a nice clear picture so I can show you guys what this will actually look like. And boom, we have our nice follicle. Let me take you guys off the tripod so you can check out the follicles, and I'll show you guys how we actually measure them to get a reading on if this girl grew or not. So as you guys can see in the middle of the screen, this is our follicle right here. And as you can see where this little white like dotting is, this is another follicle right here. So we're going to go ahead and measure that follicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the distance button. We're going to take this and kind of scroll it up like that. And basically when you measure the follicle, you want to measure from the two longest distances so you can get an accurate measurement of those follicles. Go ahead and get that up there. Perfect. So this girl looks like from top to bottom, she's sitting at about 24 millimeters. And we'll go ahead and get one from side to side as well. Pretty freaking cool, you guys. So we'll go ahead and mark it there. And we're going to bring it right across the screen like this. Perfect. So basically you can kind of gather an average of the size of the follicle, but this girl definitely grew in size. I would say she's at about, 25 millimeters. So we're going to keep tossing that male in there, getting those locks, and we're going to keep feeding her until she refuses food. And this is a really good sign, you guys. Before we go on to the next female, I'll give you guys an idea of where she was at last month as well. So last month, you guys, when we ultrasounded Bangle, who we just showed you, she was at about 21 millimeters. So she actually grew about 5 millimeters, which is really awesome. That's a great sign. So we're going to keep pairing her up. Next up, we have our girl Arya, the albino clown. And the last couple of times that I paired her up with Drake, they haven't been locking up. So we're going to go ahead and get a reading on her, see where she is at. I believe she was at about 20 millimeters last time I ultrasounded her. So hopefully there's a little bit of growth, or they at least stayed the same. She is probably the smallest female that I'm actually pairing up right now compared to all the other girls. They're a little bit bigger than her. So let's go ahead and see what she's got going on. I'm going to kind of straighten her out so we can get a nice good reading on the area that we're looking for. And she is a beautiful snake. Go ahead and get our ultrasound gel up here. And guys, when you're ultrasounding, be generous with that ultrasounding gel, okay? So let's go ahead and see if we could see anything on this girl. And like I said, you guys, her and Drake have really not been locking up too much since I've been pairing them these last couple of times. I think their last lock was about a month ago, I want to say. So hopefully we can get some more locks in there with these guys, and hopefully this girl has some decent sized follicles still. I'm going to try to go ahead and straighten her out a little bit more. Try to get some clear images of these follicles. And when the follicles are smaller in size, guys, sometimes they are pretty hard to pick up on the ultrasound machine. And as they get bigger, it'll be a little bit easier for you to kind of see them and get a better idea of where they are. She definitely has some follicles. I'm seeing some on the screen. I'm just not getting a clear picture of them at this moment. When you guys are ultrasounding, I recommend that you definitely do it with 2 people because it can be pretty difficult with one person. But cool, we got a nice reading right here. Let me take you guys off the tripod and we'll get a close-up on this girl's follicles. So right here on the screen, guys, this is the follicle that we're looking at right here. And as you can see very faintly down here at the bottom, there is a little bit of the outline of it. But we're going to go ahead and get a measurement on this. This is for our girl Arya. And last month, she was at about 19 millimeters. And it looks like it definitely got a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and clear that last measurement. Go ahead and hit our distance button. And we're going to go ahead and measure this follicle. So again, we're going to measure from the 2 biggest portions of the follicle. So I'm going to go ahead and mark one right here. And we're going to go ahead and drag it right up like that. Boom. We got our first measurement there. And then we're going to go ahead and get one from side to side. Go ahead. And it takes a little bit of practice to get used to the ultrasound machine, you guys. It definitely takes some finesse and patience. We'll go ahead and put this one right there. Boom. So it looks like we got some pretty decent growth, you guys. Even though they haven't locked up, this girl is growing. She is probably sitting at about like 24, 25 millimeters on average. So that's pretty awesome to see. We're going to keep putting Drake in there, and hopefully they will lock up this week when I pair them up. Our girl Jordan looks like she is ready to explode, you guys. I mean, look at that. I know, baby. My poor baby Jordan is really uncomfortable right now, guys, but that's because she is carrying some eggs inside of her. This is what we call lying inverted, and basically she's just trying to get comfortable. And this is also a way that she will thermoregulate to kind of control the temperature of the eggs inside of her too. So this is a really good sign that you guys want to see if you've been breeding your ball pythons. And as I showed you guys in the last episode, she was actually ovulating. And this is a really cool opportunity too, because I never really get to observe the pattern along her belly. But look at how cool that is. I mean, you got that like flaming coming up the sides, looks really cool, but that girl is laying completely inverted, and we're expecting to get some eggs from this girl very soon. So I'm super excited. We'll go ahead and let her relax and do her thing. Just to give you guys an idea of what a really massive follicle looks like, check out the size of this follicle on that girl Jordan that we just showed you, who ovulated, our banana clown ball python. This thing is well over 35 millimeters, well over 40 millimeters from side to side. So this girl is definitely beyond the point of no return. We are definitely going to get a clutch of eggs from her. Super exciting. And I mean, look at the size of that follicle, man. So freaking huge. Next up on the list, we have our girl Magic, the Orange Dream Enchi Hypo Ball Python. This girl's been eating like a beast and has been locking up with a beautiful male. Our boy Reaper, the Leopard Yellow Belly Double Het Hypopod. Last month when we ultrasounded her, she was at about 20 millimeters. She's still eating food pretty aggressively, so let's see if there was a little bit of growth or if she's around the same size as last month. And again, you guys, we're going to go ahead and try to straighten her out as much as we can so we can get a good reading on this girl. Now, this girl hates being ultrasounded. As you can see, she is going to be moving all over the place, but we're going to try our best. We're going to work with her and get a nice reading, guys. That's when the patience comes in. Definitely need to be patient and take your time, you guys. So let's go ahead and see if we can get a reading on this girl. Another really good thing to do, you guys, is to start up here in the midsection where you can see their gallbladder, and as you move down, that's where the follicles will sit. So the gallbladder is where you want to kind of start at and kind of work your way down, and that's where you will find the follicles within the snake, and just takes a little bit of time and patience. And boom, we've got our follicle, you guys. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at it and get this girl all cleaned up. So check it out, you guys. We got our follicle right in the middle of the screen right here. Let's see if she got any growth. It looks like it's a little bit bigger than last month. Go ahead and get our distance and measurement ready. And I'm sorry, guys, if the camera is not focusing. I'm trying my best. As you can see, I'm filming and ultrasounding by myself, so really putting myself to the test today, you guys. Awesome. So we got 24 millimeters from top to bottom. Definitely looks like she grew in size a little bit. And then let's see from side to side what we are working with here. Looking real good. Oh yeah, definitely some nice growth from the last time, you guys. So she's up to 24 millimeters, which is awesome. So we're gonna keep putting that male in there and getting locks, hopefully, and we'll keep feeding her until she doesn't wanna eat. And we'll go from there, but some awesome growth in our girl Magic. Last girl that we will be ultrasounding today is our girl Zany. She is a lavender albino, 100% het for VPI axanthic, and she's doing really, really well. She's been pairing up with our boy Drake, the fire yellow belly spot nose clown. So we're hoping to make some really cool double het combinations for the Grail project. And we have a possibility of some of those babies possibly being het for VPI axanthic, which will be really, really cool. So there is potential for some triple hets in this clutch, you guys. And that will be, proven by genetic shed testing when we get it. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But let's go ahead and get a reading on this girl. She was at about 18 millimeters last month when we ultrasounded her. And hopefully we will see some growth. And this girl is a proven breeder. She actually is the mother of our girl Ice Spice, the lavender snow. So this girl is just getting back into the rotation for us. And this year we're hoping that she makes us some building blocks for that Grail project, which will be freaking awesome, you guys. She definitely has some follicles going on, and they definitely look a little bit bigger than last time. But I want to get a nice clear image for you, so that way we can really get an accurate measurement on what we are looking at. Boom, we got the follicle. So this is really cool, you guys. So we have our defined follicle right here in the middle, but if you look to the side, you can see another follicle here and then another follicle there, which is awesome. The follicles sit in a chain, so you'll be able to see them side by side. Again, this ultrasound machine is not the best freaking one in the world. It was actually probably the cheapest option I could find, but like I said, guys, it does the job. I mean, I used it all last year and it was pretty freaking accurate. It just takes a little bit of practice, but let's go ahead and get our measurement. Now, like I said, she was at about 18 millimeters last month, and it looks like we have a little bit of growth. Cool. So we'll go ahead and get our measurement from side to side as well. Go ahead and get that measurement from side to side. Boom. Come on, baby. Boom. Cool, so we got a measurement of 21.6 from top to bottom and 18.4 from side to side. So this girl grew a little bit. I would say she's at about 20 millimeters. So definitely want to get another lock in there. We're going to have to put Drake in there this week and see if they lock up. They've been locking up quite a bit, so I don't think that will be an issue, but some nice growth from our girl Zany for sure. Guys, check this out. This is an awesome opportunity for me to show you guys another ovulation and what to look for to tell that your snake is ovulating. Look at how swollen this girl's lower half is. And if I get up close, you can see the scale separation between the scales. This is a massive, massive ovulation. And the reason that I took this girl out of her tub because it's a little bit easier to see it when she's not squished up against the sides of the tub. But look at that, a massive swell right here. And if I can get this girl to stretch out, I'll try to get you guys another look, because when she is stretched out, it's even more noticeable. This is our Mystic Potion female, and she was bred to a clown ball python. So should be some beautiful mystics and Mojaves that come out of this pairing, and everything will be 100% het for clown, since the dad is a visual clown actually. So really excited to see this clutch drop. And this is my oldest female, guys. She is going to be 5 years old in November this year, and this is the first time that she's ever been gravid since I've had her. So that goes to show you guys, these snakes go on their own timetable and they go when they're ready, because I was trying to breed her at 2 years old and it just wasn't happening, man. And finally, we're going to be getting a clutch of eggs from this beautiful snake. And check it out, you guys. We've got her a little bit stretched out. And as you can see, look at that swell down at the lower half of her body. This is the ovulation right here. So such a beautiful sight to see. We know we're getting eggs. Hopefully they're going to be fertile eggs, you guys. But that is a full-blown ovulation. This girl is going to lay some eggs. And isn't she beautiful? I love this snake.